What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 26 of my Total Warhammer II modded Vlad von Carstein campaign. So as we saw last time, Gorst and his Gorst cards, they stood, well, I wouldn't say strong, but they certainly were victorious against the army of Fedorin Ergiger here. And while the army isn't too damaged, it's certainly damaged enough for Isabella to destroy it. I don't know what the heck happened to Reynold Gorst over here, our other Gorst. Why is he so badly damaged when everybody else is fine? Something weird's going on here. I have no idea. Doesn't really matter. He's immortal, so even if something kills him, he'll revive regardless. Alright, so Isabella's gonna have to take on Fedorin here. In the meantime, we also have the Moot probably to defend, as I do imagine the Golden Order will head towards us eventually. Now, it's gonna be very hard to kill great swords with zombies. That's certainly going to be an issue. We have very, very limited armor piercing here. I guess it'll just be Graveguard plus Vargeist that have to take care of this sort of thing, so we'll have to be careful, but the limited amount of Empire Knights shouldn't pose a problem, and I think we'll be fine. At least against one army, I'm sure that Carmilla can hold with a giant pile of zombies. Otherwise, Vlad is still down here, but he's getting ready to fight the battle for the Blood Drinker. Wait, not the Blood Drinker, for the Carstein Ring, which is ready to go as soon as we're there. In 3 or 2, perhaps, turns, we're also going to declare war on Clan Eshin, even though they do kind of like us. I mean, oh, actually, they don't like us all that much anymore because we did some hero actions against them. Yeah, so we're going to draw the dwarfs into a war against them, and hopefully Clan Eshin will fight them a little bit more than they will fight us. We're also going to get Manfred up here in the Desolation, even as Vlad leaves. I don't want to kill too many of their armies, though, that's the thing, because I do want to leave them to the dwarfs and not have to take too much damage from that. So hopefully we can get through most of the Dwarven territory with Vlad before we leave back to the Empire, as there's still a lot of work to do in capturing the entirety of the Empire. Ostermark may be destroyed, but its territory has been taken by Talabekland. Beckhofen is still needed to be taken for the purpose of the Blood Drinker, and we still haven't gone north and touched Ostland or Hawkland, or whoever is up here. I don't know if Middenland and Nordland are still alive. It looks like Weissman... No, Nordland does look to be alive, so... Wait. Nordland is holding Middenheim, not Middenland. Okay. Maybe Middenland is dead. Kind of interesting. Oh, and Marienburg has all been taken over by Reichland as well. At least the Empire's doing reasonably well. They're still fairly strong, so they should put up something of a fight. Anyway, speaking of putting up something of a fight, let's get to it. Isabella, you're going to attack Mr. Fedorin over here. I don't believe we can auto-resolve this. We'll have to actually fight it. Let's move you two together. Wait, can you go into raiding stance?
I admire your depravity.
Wait. We don't need to move into raiding stance while we fight. We can move into raiding stance next turn. And Isabella, you can do the same sort of thing. So let's attack this. Alright, should be a relatively close victory. Really, I don't think so. I don't think so. The vampire should be able to take care of this just fine. Alrighty, well, let's fight it. Alrighty, here we go. I feel like this is going to be a pretty darn trivial battle. We've faced similar odds before with really no kind of problem, and this army is hurt on top of that. Now, because the enemy is already hurt and all that, I've decided that I'm not actually going to spend a lot of our mana or our magic. I'm going to just keep as much as possible to repeatedly cast Invocation of Nehek on our hurt White King. / White Kings if needed. Just gotta make use of summon zombies and Invocation of Nehek and not really rely on Purple Son of Zareus or Pit of Shades or Wind of Death to kill everything, and I think that'll work out just fine. Alrighty, so the vampires are gonna drop in immediately. They do get stopped by some halberdiers, but even then, I don't see that being too much of a problem. They have fairly good stats, 40 and 61 on the melee attack and defense. Very strong unit considering it's still a state troop unit. But hey, all good. And there we go, gonna summon some zombies to help us out with that. Obviously, the halberdiers attack fairly slow, so the tar pit will certainly help here, although the knights will make fairly quick work of them, I would imagine. Not a big deal. The vampires probably gonna get a little bit beat up here, but, you know, they can just heal themselves while fighting, and they can also heal themselves while we overcast Invocation of Nehek. Now, we do gotta repeatedly cast this spell on Gorst, but that is why the other Gorst is coming in here. Helman Gorst is also on the field, and he's gonna keep healing this guy up as well, so we can double up on our ability to cast. Now, I did want to get rid of the mortars immediately when we started this battle, but unfortunately, we got a little bit distracted by all these halberdiers here, and you can see that they're doing quite a bit of damage to our vamps. We can once again heal them with an overcast Invocation of Nehek, which we're doing right now, and that'll fix that problem, and just a little bit of annoyance. Die pack, as well as the regular dire doggos attacking over here and killing these handgunners. Damn, they explode quick. Man, I'm always entertained at how the dire doggos rip apart enemy units. It's very bloody, isn't it? Alrighty, well done, dire doggos. Oh, and now the bats are in, quickly bringing down Free Company Militia and those mortars finally, who did dish out some damage to our skeleton spears and all that. Not a huge deal, of course, because we are getting the skeletons and stuff out of this army in a few minutes. Or not a few minutes, or in a few turns, rather. A few minutes would be ideal, but we've got them ready to go already as we summon them last turn. And bats are going to keep mad. Look at all these corpses of hunters down here. Well done, bats. Well done. And now it's just a matter of swarming the enemy. Vampires and their pets, the Devils of Schwarzhofen, coming in as well to stop those halberdiers from killing our bats, who did take a little bit of damage, but in the meantime, the bats are doing fairly well at killing the rest of the units that are running away, or otherwise. These guys, I believe, weren't running away, but then just got, you know, ripped apart to a unit. Ooh, we got a charge into our bats with the Empire Knights here. Fortunately, Mr. Gorst does hold them. Fortunately, he did get a few heals here, so he won't immediately die, but these bats are very, very hurt, and they're going to need their own Invocation of Nehek to keep moving after this. Otherwise, battle is almost over. The balance of power has shifted completely in our favor. 500 enemy units remaining on the field, and the bats should be able to take care of anything else. The enemy Lord is also surrounded by the Devils and the Vampires, and will be destroyed as well. Oh, you're a Huntsman General as well? So you weren't even very strong in melee in the first place, and they're just menacingly floating above you now. I always enjoy these little... the aspect of the fights where it's more even, like over here with the Graveguard and the skeletons all fighting the halberdiers. Obviously, that's going to take a while. We don't, I guess, want a repeat of the Gorst Forever zombie battle, but it's still fun, especially with the Graveguard actually able to dish out more damage. And there we go. The vampires are going to come in and make sure that this is quite over. There we go, and quite over it is, for the chain route is here. We didn't even bother getting Gorst's army here other than Gorst himself, because just wanted Gorst to cast stuff, although I probably could have gotten the corpse carts in here, Gorst carts rather, in here. Now, we are going to chase down a few of these units, but it was a really easy battle. I feel like if we run into another battle of a similar caliber, I'm just going to fight it non-cinematic style. I figured, hey, it says close victory, or I think it said close victory, or something like that. Maybe they'll be tough, but even without any vortexes or any offensive magic, we were still able to destroy them with very, very little damage, minus the stuff taken by the mortar, but it's to units that we don't care about. So there we go, decisive victory, let's get to it. Alrighty, there we go. Certainly was not a difficult fight, and certainly was not a close victory either. I believe somebody commented before that the auto-resolve is fairly poor for the vampires, and it does look like that is indeed the case. I feel like the game just doesn't recognize the power of certain units when they're buffed up, because the way that SFO does things is generally it also buffs up a lot of basic units. The auto-resolve doesn't really recognize that at all. I'm just remembering now the Black Ark Corsairs, which are incredibly powerful in SFO, especially when they've got a few buffs on them. But the auto-resolve still thinks they're trash units, and they can't beat some fairly basic armies where they would take basically no casualties. I found that very annoying last time I used them. But anyway, do we need to replenish our troops here, or do we just go for the money? Honestly, it's not that much money, and I feel like if we fight again, we might need the forces. Like, what if we actually run into a decent army? Alright, fine, let's dominate captives. I don't think anybody's nearby, right? Let's just see here. Who's the closest? Oh, we could go out here and take Krugenheim if we really want to start taking some territories over. And we probably should. I mean, it'll grow our great power, which means a few more factions are going to get pissed at us. But we might as well. I mean, we could take Talabayam right now, can't we? Yeah, it's certainly like they wouldn't be able to stand against Isabella here. I do, however, want to send Gorst to recruit stuff, but, let's see, how weak are you right now, Talabekland? Well, you still clearly have a few armies. But yeah, we have this place reasonably corrupted, so I feel like it's probably a good place to start, you know, start consolidating, so I don't see why not. You know what, fine, Isabella, then you are going to once again go on and siege Talabai. Wait, oh, we're not actually at war with it? Who did we just fight then? Oh, we just fought Vissenland, damn. Alright, fine, we'll wait until these guys declare war on us, then if we're not fighting them currently, there is no need, I guess. Let's see, Gorst, how far can you go? You can go over here. You'll suffer a little bit of attrition. Alternatively, wait, Isabella, if you go right here, you can still raid. And raid for one turn and then move into Wordbad next turn, right? Ah, you can't raid anymore. Never mind, then. Never you mind. Alrighty, well, annoying, but it is what it is. Move out here. Alrighty, we got some levels to take care of as well. You guys are getting pretty up there, and you're about to get a new vampire in this little group as well. You are gonna go for, I believe I was going for Wild-Eyed last. Get all the better upgrades before moving on, so yeah. And we still need to max out a few of these spells. We already have the Pit of Shades, which is the best spell that we have maximized. Occam's Mindrazor is also quite good, though, and I will probably max that out as well. Do we really care? I mean, the Withering is, like, if we were to pay this much magic, I would most likely use Occam's Mindrazor over the Withering, although minus 16 leadership at level 3 is also quite nice. I'll think about it. Penumbral Pendulum is quite useful, and Feebling Foe is only on a single enemy and does cost quite a bit, but for assassinating a lord, it isn't too bad. I'm not a big fan of Melkot's Mystifying Miasma, though, regardless of the speed reduction, but yeah, the Lore of Shadows does have some pretty great spells, so certainly some points that could be put in there, especially if we skip Replenish Troops, as a lot of our other characters... or actually, one of our other vampires will already have that, so we don't really need it. Let's see, you can get Loyalty Neverending. We are going to put you both in the Red Duke's armies soon. Alright, there we go. You guys stay where you are. Next, who needs to move? Red Duke, I think you're recruiting zombies for one more turn. Yeah, I should have probably just erased them, but you know what? Our knights and some of our graveyard need a little bit of healing before they move out, so why not? And anybody else? I think it's looking like we go with Vlad's quest battle then. Alrighty, I think it'll work. Let's see then, Vlad. Well, you're a little bit hurt, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much, and the Carstein Ring's enemy forces are not really all that concerning, so let's do this. Let's see what this says. Vlad has found the meteor site. He wastes little time gathering further intelligence on who or what lays claim to it, for he is keen to return to the court of Sylvania in case any of his kin get ambitious. Hey, this is going well, because this is exactly what he's doing here. Wow. Well done, game. A lightning strike at the mine is the best approach. Anyone foolish enough to stand in his way will be obliterated, or reduced, or inducted rather, into his army's ranks. Alright, fair enough. Let's teleport to here. Alrighty, and a reasonably easy battle this will be, I would think. Lots of dire wolves and fell bats and all that stuff. Really, the Mortis engine is the only concerning thing, and I think Vlad shouldn't have too much trouble taking care of it, especially with the help of Mittens. Obviously, since the last battle was a cinematic battle, I'm going to have to make a quick cut here, but when we return in about, well, 2 seconds for you guys, we'll fight it. There we are. Now there's going to have to be a little bit of a weird cut here somewhere, because we do have to listen to Vlad's little speech before actually fighting the battle and then switching to the commentary, so just warning you guys. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's see what this says as well. Vlad's hopes of a speedy raid against the mine are thwarted. The site is claimed by a king of the Strigoi and his ghoul swarms, the pathetic legacy of a doomed people that worship Nagash as a god. The creature is unimpressed by the Count, refusing to kowtow to Vlad or give him leave to take the Warpstone. Vlad's anger rises, and so the undead will meet each other in battle.
Mine puppets! Do me this deed! Purge the area of insects, so thy master can collect this warpstone unchallenged. Ha! If my memory serves, then I sought out such material in Mordheim some centuries ago. Halcyon days, when my minions hunted Weirdstone, and the Empire was in ruins, as it will be again. Fetch me the head of this Strigoi! I would have this nuisance quashed!
Alrighty, so the unique part, and I don't think that it'll say this in the replay, but the unique part of this particular battle is the fact that the enemy is given quote-unquote special powers by Nagash, and all of his forces resurrect upon being killed. So it's a pretty simple goal of killing the enemy lord and more or less ignoring his troops. Of course, we do have to distract the rest of his troops, and we will by sending our regular forces in, but Vlad and Mittens are going to go straight after the enemy lord. At the very least, it's a fairly simple objective. Looks like Mittens and Vlad are going to get a little bit swarmed here by a bunch of enemies, but we are going to get the Vargeists down and are going to summon zombies at the same time to try to distract the enemy. We're also going to move in as many of our units as possible just to prevent any enemy units from reinforcing and helping out that Strigoi. Is this a Ghoul King or wait? Yeah, it's a Ghoul King. Okay, not a bloodline, right? And let's see, Helm of Discord, and he's got a lot of debuffs on him already. I believe that with that, his melee attack is 0, so he's not going to be doing too much damage whatsoever. Now, in the background over here, we're going to have an interesting little duel between the Blood Knights and a Mortis Engine. In theory, the Blood Knight should be quite good against the Mortis Engine, but I guess we'll see, especially with the enemy Direwolves helping out. Not that they can do too much damage through the armor there. Our Vargeists have killed the enemy in the air as well, the bats. Oh, and it looks like the enemy lord is going to try to run away from the blob of Vargeists and Vlad and Mittens as well. We are going to leave as many units behind here as possible while Vlad and Mittens are chasing down the lord. After all, we don't really need that many units attacking him at the same time, simply because the units do tend to interfere with each other. Vlad and Mittens together should be plenty. I like how the glow of the sword is reflected on everything. And there we go. How much damage do we have here? And Mittens is going to take the place of a siege tank, or a steam tank rather, in Vlad's army when he's going full Imperial tactics. And we're almost there. And just need to get some Blood Knights and some Sylvanians in, which will be available soon enough. Now, over here on the side, unfortunately, a lot of our units did get sandwiched between a bunch of Dire Wolves and Crypt Horrors and Crypt Ghouls, so that's a little bit on the painful side. The Sternsmen are kind of in a bad position. I don't really care about the zombies and the skeleton warriors out here, but as long as the Graveguard survive, it should be fun. Or fine, rather. Death Guard because Depth Guard, because I gotta confuse these guys, and it's like a second level of confusion or a third level of confusion at this point already. Oh, it looks like they've summoned a unit of Graveguard on top of themselves. I don't think that unit died. I think he just summoned them, and he is, I believe, now done for. So is the entire enemy army going to start disintegrating? Perhaps. We can see some of them are disintegrating, but the summoned Graveguards still seem to be holding. But just like that, the battle's basically over. Only a 2-minute battle, which is why I was slowing it down so much. And generally speaking, as I've said before, most battles only last about 2 minutes and maybe 3 minutes. They're really, really quick, especially like this one. It's one army against one army, and it's essentially over when it's an enemy undead lord and it's dead. There we go. Still a few more fights in here, but they'll be over soon enough. Oh, and that Mortis Engine's still alive, eh? Although probably not for much longer. Oh, there we go, and down goes the Mortis Engine on the little hill, and the enemy's going to send some Crypt Horrors to fight our Blood Knights, who did take a fairly decent amount of damage, down to nearly half HP from that Mortis Engine. Mortis Engine fairly powerful there. Not surprising, perhaps. And, alright, these poor Crypt Horrors charged in to their own demise, and it looks like the enemy army is just about ready to fall apart here. Vlad and Mitten is also running around, charging enemy in the back. A unit of Crypt Ghouls getting attacked by Mittens over here. I think Vlad stayed behind to attack these other Crypt Ghouls. But yeah, very nice attack there, Vlad. A nice little animation. And there we go. Looks like they're all going to crumble apart here. I think there's this one unit of Graveguard left, and that's just about it. A unit of Crypt Horrors left back here, but the Vargeist have essentially taken care of it. The Vargeist did take a little bit of damage here. Not a crazy amount, but still. 25% HP or something like that on one of them. And there we go. Oh, and Blood Knights charging into the back of these Graveguard and ripping them apart and forcing them onto the anvil of war. I mean, onto the anvil of the other Graveguard. And there we go. Battle over, and the von Carstein ring, like that, is ours. Is ours. Is ours. Where's the damn end battle thing there? Ah, man, there's a slight delay between the time when the very last unit dies and when the victory screen comes up. But hey, already not a bad battle. Oh, and I forgot to take a look around at the map, because I guess this is I actually do wonder whether this is a unique map or not. I don't remember the map with the giant warpstone meteor before, but it could have been somewhere where I haven't previously fought or simply haven't remembered. Ooh, and there's more warpstone chunks here by this vampire keep. Yeah, nice. It's a very nice map, just by virtue of all these extra little bits. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention while we were moving up, of course, we have the Vanguard deployment. So if we didn't have Vanguard deployment, we'd actually have to go down into this little valley carved by that meteor and then move back up. So anybody but Vlad would have had a more difficult time with that. But of course, this is Vlad's mission, so it's kind of ironic because he could just skip through all that. I guess unless he were to specifically want to keep his army back there and then maybe send like himself and some vampires in, and then have them all essentially kill the other enemy army without using your troops. But hey, whatever. It worked this way just fine. Alright, easy enough. I guess we did sacrifice one unit of Skeleton Spearmen, but who cares? We could just raise them up again, Chevron or not. We are going to, I guess, take the money once again. And there we go. Oh, decent amount of cash reward for that, as well as the Blood Kiss and the Carstein ring itself. So Vlad should get a little bit more powered up and a little bit more difficult to kill. Actually, quite a bit more difficult to kill. Plus the extra casualty replenishment rate faction-wide increase is also quite nice. So there you go, Vlad. Enjoy. Got a couple Grave Diggers out of that as well. We are going to stay in this territory, but we are also going to raise up a... Ooh, wait, what's the size of this battle marker? 3.8, eh? What do we have here? Nothing good. Nothing good. I was hoping we could raise some more Graveguard here. I was talking about that retrofit, but oh well. Oh well. We do also want to get some Sylvanian troops in this army as well. And, well, Blood Knights and all that stuff. We're almost ready for it. Just gotta get to... the buildings. Oh, in fact, wait, we're ready to build Blood Dragon Warriors. We just need a reliquary, I guess, here somewhere. We still have a Lich Yard here, but we probably want to maintain the growth, as otherwise we will screw ourselves over. Is the reliquary a level 3 building? Yes, it is. We can always destroy it later. Plus, on the bright side, this now allows us to raise Blood Dragon Warriors, does it not? So at Carrick Dromar and possibly at Cragmere as well. And I think, wait, what was the battle mark card? Gunmat 4.3 and 4.4. Yeah, probably not there, but at least in some of the places. Now you were heading out to join the Red Duke, and well, you won't have your corpse cart ready to go yet, but we're getting there. You have the Wind of Death. We're gonna go through Earthing and then straight to Arcane Conduit right after. Alright, reasonably happy with that. Everybody else is good, I believe, this turn. Dieter leveled up, but we can just deal with it at some other point, or I'll deal with it between the episodes. Now, ooh, we do have 4 Blood Kisses now, which tells me maybe, non-Night Court, maybe what we should do is activate another Bloodline to get more buffs for the faction. Miscast chance reduction, Vampiric Corruption +5, that will help some of our territories, or we could save it for a, Vigor loss reduction minus 15%. Public order. Ooh, more Sylvanian levies. It's only an extra 2 levies out of this, though. Ooh, although constant replenishment rate is always quite useful. Oh, research rate plus 50 out of the 2nd Necrarch level. Oh, that makes me think that maybe we should save up for Necrarch level 2. Plus 50% research rate out of this is going to be quite useful, isn't it? What do we get here? A little bit of upgrade for Cav, for the Blood Dragons. I mean, there's some damn good stuff in a lot of these things, but it's basically either Strigoi or Necrarch either way, I think. You know what, let's take the Strigoi for now for the Vampiric Corruption, and then we'll move through Necrarch after, so awaken you. There we go. There we go. Now, you guys have leveled up. I'll take care of that between the episodes as well. I don't believe anybody else needs to do anything or move. The heroes are good. We just got to make sure that, yeah, they all have stolen tech. As for the next 5 turns, we have free reign to steal tech at reduced cost. Now, what we also have is to spend our money while we have it. Castle Templehof, you're okay right now. Wow. Your growth is just terrible at this point. I did want to get more of these artisan blood taxes and buff up the money we're getting, but that'll just screw up our growth really, really badly. Karakadrin, you're okay for now. No important upgrades to make there. Same with you. Rib Peaks, same with you, although Grom Peak is almost ready. Devil's Backbone. I guess we could probably upgrade this Balefire Hearth here, even though it's a little bit on the expensive side for what we actually get out of it. You know what, let's do this and that. Might as well start building up the place. And I did say I want to get another Balefire Hearth here, so fine. While we have the cash, even though it's going to change up later. Broken Teeth, Nagash Azar, we got more Balefire Hearths to build. I guess it's going to be all Balefire Hearths. Might as well. Might as well screw the Skaven over, although it probably won't do much to them, to be honest, because there's probably a massive amount of Skaven corruption coming in from everything here. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, what's the Skaven corruption here? It is at... Well, it's actually not that, not as much as I thought it would be, so these Balefire Hearths will certainly help out. Alrighty, unassigned skill points, we're going to skip the rest of that, we're going to end the turn, we're going to use our heroes, and we're going to move forward. Let's see if anybody else is going to attack us. I'd be very curious to see if you're going to hit the moot, or try to move past it. Or try to moot past it, I should say. This is becoming really fun. I'm very happy with the war thus far. And now Vlad is going to rejoin. Oh, and you ran away rather than attack Carmilla Zombie Horde. Ooh, and faction destroyed Grimgore's Arboys. Okay, that means we really need to force the dwarfs into a fight with Pestilence. Otherwise, it's going to be a big issue. They're going to be more and more unhappy with us as time goes on. Alrighty, demolition complete of Balefire Brazier. Tribute. Ooh. I gotta say, I love the public order, but 30 growth is hard to come by for us, so be it. Alrighty, now, first things first, we don't have much time left in this episode, unfortunately, but we do have time enough, I think, to do a few things. So, first of all, Gorst. Can you get to Needling? Looks like you can. Alright, let's send you straight to Needling, where you can heal and defend if you need to. Isabella, you are going to Wurtbad. Alrighty, now here's the question. Can you? You can move right beside Wurtbad. So if they attack you, they'll have to fight Isabella as well, and that's not going to be a problem. We're going to retrofit this army in a couple of seconds. Well, to a degree anyway. And Vampire, can you also join Isabella's army? Yes, indeed you can. So what we have to do here is trade stuff like this. And then, oh. Yeah, like so. Oh, you have too many units. Oh, right. We have to actually take units over. Like that, then. Alright, now, Isabella. You're maxed out. Oh, wow, that is a lot of bats. And I feel like it's one too many wolves now. We'll take one of the wolves away because we're going to replace it with a vampire. Alright, there we go. And then Vampire, you're going to join Isabella's army. Perfect. And I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Now, You can now probably use this army to defend, at least something. Maybe we'll actually keep you out here in Wurtbad, even though you'd be better at over here in Castle Drakenhof because you provide a lot of extra money. But hey. In the meantime, I believe that's everybody that needs to move around down here, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Ooh, I am forgetting something, if not somebody. Carmilla, you need to move right here for a couple seconds.
What?
Why? Oh, right, you're in your zombie dragon now. Nice. While we steal tech. Steal more tech. Please don't fail, guys. This is not the time. We have very limited turns in which we're able to do this. So... Come on. There we go. Alright, perfect. Oh, also, somebody in the comments from the, well, probably, was it the previous episode or the episode before that? I no longer remember. Asked why I don't assassinate heroes with my heroes. And I never do this in any campaign, really, with some very rare exceptions when a particular hero annoys me greatly. And the reason for that is I don't like to spam assassinate, simply because it feels kind of bad to... you know, repeatedly do that to the AI, and generally I hate the ability in the first place. Like, I wish that it didn't exist. It's annoying when the AI does it, and I find it annoying when the player does it as well. So that's why, for those wondering. Anyway, let's see. You guys have not leveled up, but you have stolen tech, and we are now at how good are we at? 376, not too bad. Another 50% from the Strigoi would be nice, and another cost reduction coming in 2 turns while we still have the carrot up, which is going to be lovely as well, even further reduction. You're going to move right back into the moot and keep defending it. Beautiful. And the Red Duke, I believe you're the only one that has not yet moved. Oh, damn, you went back into this army. Okay, or into this territory. Okay, so here's what we do. Red Duke, what's the chance to ambush here? 70% here. It looks like it's 70% everywhere. Alright, you're going to stand right here, and we're going to hope that these guys don't see you and try to... Ooh, if they march stance through, and if we could kill their entire army with the Red Dukes, that would be amazing, because then we could just take the Silver Pinnacle and they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Also, let's upgrade this Graveguard Watchtower here, and then we'll upgrade the One-Eyed Khazid Irkulaz next. Now, the question is, do we declare war on the Skaven? The thing is, there could be a Skaven full stack right here. Although it's not too bad. Just think about this. Vladdy can move up through this territory. Maybe heal up to full before you do. Maybe I should have just gone up this way instead of the through the Dwarven territory as I'm currently planning, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's end the turn. I think one more turn before we declare war on the Skaven. I just got to make sure that the dwarfs are actually at war with somebody still. They're at war with Visenland, Golden Order, and Lamian Sisterhood. Alrighty, I'm reasonably happy with that. Our relationship is still deteriorating, but as soon as we sack one territory, we gotta get Vlad to do it to at least one. Although, wait, is Ironbrow's expedition at war with Clan Eshin? Yes, they are. Okay, so that's not too bad. And they should probably like us as well once we declare war here. So maybe we can even use them as a buffer against the Tomb Kings and possibly some other factions. Now, what about you? You should enjoy it when we attack the Clan Pestilence as well. Also, we need to upgrade Machrok here. Really got to fortify the Devil's Backbone before we can leave. Although, then again, we're going to leave anyway, so it's probably not going to change things. I guess we'll get Manny up next turn. Alright, let's skip the rest of this. We'll wait one more turn before we summon... Oh, wait, here not move. Before we summon Manny and before we... you go here. And before we declare war on Clan Eshin, just hope that the dwarves don't declare war on us right now, or don't get angry at us. Although they're already kind of getting angry at us. Anyway, let's end the turn, and let's see what happens. Vlad, oh, did I move you very slightly? Yeah, I moved you very, very slightly, and then promptly forgot about it. It happens. Alright, war declared between Hexoatl and Hag Grief. I don't care about that, although maybe Hexoatl would like us if we killed Hag Grief. Although, on the other hand, that's not going to matter because we don't actually have Hexoatl discovered, I believe. Karazkarek still liking us? Yeah, okay, we're still good. We're still good, at least for one turn. You've taken Misty Mountain. I'd really like some military access with you, which I don't believe we have. Maybe I should have moved Vlad before he did that, because otherwise now we're going to have to trespass. Speaking of trespassing, looks like Averland is back into our territory and raiding and all that, but I think that's okay. Faction destroyed Crooked Moon Mutinous Gets, so there are a bunch of Skaven armies here. Yeah, alrighty. So now I think we're good to go. Nagashazar is going to get its walls up and running in one turn, and thus we unfortunately have to declare war on Clan Eshin. Let us declare war. We will ask Karazkarek to join. And they will join indeed. Alrighty, that should keep them a little bit happier. And hopefully the dwarves just end up fighting these guys a lot. And yeah, that'll make them like us more as well. It's certainly a dangerous thing to do, but hopefully it'll work out. Now you... I really want a military access with you, buddy. What if we join war against Teotihuacan? Would you do that? No. Damn, we are definitely gonna have to trespass then, aren't we? Unless you'll do it for, like, a few K. Yeah, you won't. You won't. Really? Quite annoying, but what can you do? Alrighty, Vlad, you have to... Oh, well, we don't want to raid them, so... Now, what's the fastest way up here? I guess it's directly through Skaven territory, but we do have to sack a place anyway. After we're in Dwarven territory, it'll only take like 3 or 4 turns to actually get over here. And maybe what we could do is attack Averland while we're here. I mean, move Vlad back up through this way and maybe attack Golden Order and Averland at the same time. Might be something for him to do while he moves up north. Otherwise, what do we have here? Alrighty, well, that didn't work out, unfortunately. You can lose one of your zombie units, I guess, replace it with a necromancer. Right here. Keep up the ambush stance, buddy. Keep up the ambush stance. Wait, if you move here... This is corrupted enough so that you won't lose your... Wait, ambush success chance in these little wooded areas is only 40% as opposed to being 70% up here. Well, that's disappointing. Alrighty, well then stay in ambush stance. We basically can't use you to attack this until this army is out of here, because it's too powerful an army to sit behind the walls. So unless we get reinforcements, we have to wait. Alrighty, I did say we want to get that Graveguard Watchtower upgraded, and that's basically all of our cash. Speaking of cash, we've certainly dropped quite a bit. Ooh, we also got more tech steelies. Damn, failure. This is not the time, guys. Another failure. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, man. Okay, please don't fail again. Alright, at least one success. Well done, Griswold. You're showing them how it's done, and you can now max out boost income. You have leveled up as well, despite your failure. And your income is maxed out. You're not immortal yet, but you're almost there as well. Alrighty, let's do that. Let's get a couple more tech steelies going. I don't think we have time in this episode for another battle, unfortunately. You, Carmilla, are going to move right back in here, reduce the cost, and then more tech steels. Success. And I guess we'll level you up immediately. You can go for boost income. Not immortal yet. What about you? And another success and another level up. You are, I believe, immortal, so you're good. Let's go through calming, quell, it doesn't really matter. Alright, Carmilla, back to the defense. All this back and forth. Alrighty, so I'm happy with that. You, Dieter, are just going to stay here in Vertbad and try to hold it. I mean, the garrison here is already pretty strong. We might just change to, like, Flensburg. It might even be better to stay at Flensburg because it's nearer to other territories. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around here. Then we have to figure out where we want to send Isabella. We could take Mordheim up here, but it's the only Wissenland territory up here. Although we could just untax it and then... Ooh, it's about to get a rebellion on it as well, isn't it? We could try to ambush these forces. Oh, wow, that's some nice, nice army, isn't it? All the Empire armies are really doing the same thing, aren't they? Knights and all the great swords that they can manage. Gotta get some better units. Alrighty, well, Gorst, speaking of better units, that's your job, buddy. Although I guess the only way to do it is through Castle Tempelhof. Alright, fine. We're not going to move through the moot because you could get attacked, and this time you won't survive. Let's move you out, and let's send you all the way to Carrick Dromar. You're also going to get some Necromancers in your army soon. Isabella, you are going to move to, I guess, Mordheim. Why not? They're at war here. They can build armies here, which is the bigger problem. How many territories do you have? 5. So let me just check where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, and 5 is Mordheim. So once we take out this, there won't be any territories belonging to you here. Alright, I'm happy with that. And we're also just about to end this episode. I think, in fact, I'm going to end this episode here without ending the turn, because battles might happen. And on top of that, there's still a few administrative things to do between the episodes that I'd like to take care of, like moving some items around and taking a look at some of the buildings. Next time, we will complete the Mausoleum of the Mad Count, so I guess we'll get our Legendary unit up and running for Vlad. That'll be nice for him. What else do we get out of this? Honestly, the other stuff is kind of meh. Although the recruit rank for vampires is going to be swell, I guess a couple more vampires for Isabella couldn't really hurt. Otherwise, we're probably going to build another building here. Probably the Forbidden Library for Gorst's quest, unless I decide to go for Reliquary, although we could always build it here, but then once again, that growth issue remains an issue, and I really don't want to reduce that too much unless we start building these Awakened Battlefields everywhere, which we very well could, especially once places like Harakadrin level up. Build an Awakened Battlefield here, do the same thing at Zufbar. Both are getting closer to level ups after all, so I don't see how that would be too much of a problem. So we'll probably do that anyway. As well, next time we'll hopefully try to draw out the Silver Pinnacle forces, take them out in ambush if it's possible. I really hope that they march stance through here, and then take Silver Pinnacle as well. It's bound to happen eventually. And then we will obviously keep moving Vlad through the territories of the these guys of the Iron Brows expedition as we head back up north and probably attack Averland. It should only take about 5 turns, and otherwise I believe that's it. Oh, and we will summon Manny next turn. In fact, we'll probably summon Manny right now. No, next turn should be good. Next turn, because it'll reduce our income, and then the Skaven are bound to start attacking us, so stay tuned for that, I guess, as well as probably we'll have to defend Mount Gunbad further, as I do imagine they'll come up here, and we'll probably want to get a temporary wall up at Grom Peak while these guys up, because we know that all these places are full of Skaven, so stay tuned for whoever attacks us next, be it the Empire or the Under Empire, next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.